Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make super quick and easy 2-ingredient naan breads. Okay, all you need for this recipe is some self-raising flour and some Greek yogurt. Now, I've used the fat-free version. You can also use full fat, that's not a problem. And you can also use any other plain yogurt you have. Just, you might need a little bit less than the 250 grams I'm using. Just if it's a bit runnier, you might not need as much. Right, let's get cracking with these 2-ingredient naan breads. Okay, all you need for these 2-ingredient naan breads is equal amounts of flour and yogurt. So I'm going to use 250 grams of each. That will make about 6 small naan breads. In goes 250 grams of flour. And now that's followed by 250 grams of Greek yogurt. And that's it. All we need to do now is mix. Start off with a spoon and then just get your hands in there. This will give you a nice feel also for the dough and will kind of let you know if you need a bit more flour, if it's like far too wet, or if you need a little bit yogurt, if it might even be too dry. Once your dough starts to come together, just put it onto a floured work surface and then just give it a bit of a knead for a minute and then you're good to go. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is separate the dough into 6 pieces. I'm just going to roughly do it. You could of course weigh it and be more exact, but I'm just going to roughly half it and then third it. So those are our 6 pieces of dough. And now just put the others aside and either just using your hand or using a lightly floured rolling pin, you can just sort of shape the naan breads into that typical sort of teardrop naan bread shape. Then just shape your naan breads into the right shape. As you can see, I kind of used a mix of my hand and the rolling pin. Make sure you roll it out fairly thinly. I then place the rolled out naan breads onto a floured wooden board. And once I have like one layer, I put a piece of baking paper in between the naan breads just to make sure they don't stick. That is our 6 naan breads, rolled out and ready to go. So I am now going to put a non-stick pan onto the cooker over a hot heat. Now it's very important that you use a non-stick pan and also that you don't oil the pan, okay? We're just going to put it straight on and leave it cook like that. That way it will also burn a little bit and create those little black spots that are so typical of a naan bread. So yeah, what I'm going to show you today is 3 different ways of spicing up this naan bread. Of course, you can just leave it plain. You could then also use it as like a pizza base, so just put some tomato over it and your pizza toppings and shove it in the oven. But I'm going to show you 3 different ways of having them as a naan bread. Plain naan bread with just butter and salt and pepper. 1 garlic butter naan bread, and my personal favourite and an absolute classic, garlic and coriander naan breads. So what I've done is I have melted 3 portions of butter. Just switch the angle and show you. Okay, so here we have the naan bread topping situations station thingy going on. So I'm just going to crush my garlic cloves. I have a garlic crusher like so. And yeah, I'm just going to pop in my garlic clove and just crush it straight in. There we go. And I'm going to also do that for the garlic and coriander one. Right, then to this last one, like I said, I'm going to add some chopped coriander. This was frozen coriander that I had in the freezer, but of course you can just use fresh one as well. To the normal one, we're just going to add some salt and pepper, which you can of course also add to the others as well. Once the frying pan is nice and hot, you just want to place your naan bread in and then cook it for a few minutes on either side, flipping around a few times just to make sure it blackens but doesn't burn. What you want to make sure of, as soon as you take the naan bread off of the griddle, brush it with some of your butter and then cover it again with some tin foil just to keep them nice and warm and fluffy until you're ready to serve. So we've got our salt and pepper naans, plain garlic and coriander naans. So there we have it, guys. How easy was that? 2 ingredient naan breads and a few more if you count the butter and the garlic, but everyone kind of has that anyway. So 2 ingredient naan breads, we've got salted garlic and coriander. Now these are great, just keep them warm, covered with tin foil. Once, if you're wanting to prepare them in advance, you can just cover them and reheat them in the oven later, just at about 150 degrees, maybe for 10 minutes, wrapped in some tin foil. That will make sure that they still stay super soft. Of course, it would be even faster if you used a larger frying pan, then you could cook 2 or 3 at the same time even. And any that you don't eat, you can freeze. So I would recommend though, if you do want to freeze them, that you don't brush them yet with any of the butter and garlic. Just keep them plain, wait till they're cooled, wrap them in cling film, put them in a freezer bag and freeze. And then once you're ready to eat them, you can just defrost them, heat them in the oven as just described, and then once they come out, brush them with some garlic and butter. So those are my super easy 2 ingredient naan breads. I am going to make curry tonight and have a naan bread or 2 with that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please let me know if you give the recipe a try, and yeah, I will see you next time.